Hey, this is Deborah Anderson, the BlkWmnAnimator, coming back to you with another video. This video is going to be about how to break into the animation industry. I would suggest that if you have any specifics about a particular position or type of artist, reach out to a person who is specifically what you want to go into, but this is going to be some high-level things about how to break into the animation industry. So the first thing is, what do you want to do? Do you know what you want to do? I will be creating some videos about the various jobs in the animation industry in the future, but feel free to do some research about what you want to do, whether that's pre-production, production, or post-production, concept artist, background artist, character artist, writer. Also in production, there's like 3D modeler, texture artist, rigger, animator, lighter, and then post-production is visual effects, sound. So figure out what you want to do, and then that will put you in more of a direction, and you can be more targeted about what you do next. My next tip is portfolio, portfolio, portfolio. In the animation and the art industry, your portfolio or your demo reel is very important. That is how people know that you can do the work. And even in some particular jobs, they'll give you a test. So if it's an animation job, they might give you an animation test before they hire you to really prove, because some people steal work and might just use work of other people. And so for things like animation, maybe even coding, they'll give you a test beforehand to prove that you can do it. So portfolio is very important. There are a lot of resources online where you can Google what kind of things you can put in your portfolio. If you think of a random story that you have always had in your head, if you're a concept artist, you can create characters for that story. 3D modeler, you can just, go like Google images, go and just model pretty much anything. So portfolio is very important. Next, you can check out Behance, ArtStation, and Instagram, and search for people who are doing what you want to do. So for me, as a 3D modeler, I would go on Behance or ArtStation, type in 3D modeler, and then a bunch of artists will come up. I can see what they're doing, kind of what level do I have to get to be really good. On Instagram, I could do the hashtag 3D modeler, hashtag animator, and people are all continually posting their work. And so you can see what good looks like, and then you can work yourself up to that level. Look at hashtags or any derivatives for your desired position. So this can be on Instagram, this could be on Twitter, this could be on Facebook. A lot of people use hashtags on Facebook, but they'll be more apt to use hashtags on Twitter and Instagram. A lot of artists are on Twitter, so if you're using the hashtag, if you're a concept artist, a derivative of that will be concept art, or storyboard artist, storyboard art. And so you can use this to search for people just to kind of see what you should be doing. If you have in your portfolio already, you want to be a storyboard artist and your stuff is only black and white, and then you go to search on Behance or something like that, and everybody's is in color, it's very detailed, that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do to get a job. Go to Indeed, LinkedIn, and other job sites and search for what you're interested in, and then see the requirements they have and see, do you have those requirements? And if you don't have those requirements, try to get them. So for me, as a 3D modeler, some jobs could require me to know ZBrush. Do I know ZBrush? Not yet. Working on it though. So you could be required, if it's a kind of a combo job where it's a modeler and a texture artist, maybe they'll require me to know Substance Painter, or I just need texturing skills in Photoshop. I can do some basic, I can do some nice textures if I took time to do it, but Am I a great texture artist? No. So if any skill sets that are in those job requirements, the required ones, the preferred ones or the optional ones, you can possibly try to gain those skills too. But the required job qualifications, see if you look at a bunch of job postings, see what they're asking for, see if you have those skill sets. If you don't, you gotta gain the skill sets. Next, reach out to professionals. And so it's best to reach out to someone that in the particular job that you want, because that's how you're gonna get the most traction. I understand that in my case, some people feel comfortable reaching out to me because I look like them or they like my personality. So that's totally fine. That just might not work with other people. So I'll try to help you as best I can, but try to reach out to people in the field that you want to go to so you can get some specific tips on what you need to work on in order to get a job. Next, after you do all this searching and research, create. We are artists, we create. So you need to be creating continually, trying to improve, trying out different styles, trying out different techniques. Even doing tutorials can be helpful. So for example, in creating, for storyboard artists, you can reach out to a writer. If you find maybe a writer on Twitter, if you find a writer on Facebook, and somebody who writes short stories and they're at like the beginning of their career, you can reach out to them. You can read if they have a blog and you like how they write, you can ask, oh, I like this story. Can I storyboard it for practice for my portfolio? So that's a way that you can kind of do less work. You don't have to think of a story yourself. You can just use someone else's creative. If they are a really good writer, they created a great story, you can just do what you want to do and do the storyboard part. You don't have to create a story, write it, if that's not your strong point. So that's a really smart way to go about it, and just create. Next is share your art. So, you know, the hashtags you were using to do your research, you can now post the artwork you're creating and use those same hashtags so that people can find you. And so that can get you in front of a lot of people, and that can get you more popular, get more followers, and you can people can possibly give you feedback, tell you what they like about it, even especially if you ask the question when you're posting it. So create and then share. I know for artists it's very intimidating sometimes. A lot of us are maybe even perfectionists, but you have to just get over the perfectionism and just put it out there, because you're probably never going to be totally 100% happy with what you create. So get it to where it looks really nice and then put it out there for others to see. Another thing is to use LinkedIn. So I have a video on how visual artists can use LinkedIn to their advantage, so make sure you check out that video. But you can post your images on your LinkedIn profile, or your videos on your LinkedIn profile. You can also continually post your images on the LinkedIn newsfeed of sorts. And then on LinkedIn, you can turn on active recruiting so that recruiters know that you're looking for a job. And so there's a option for not actively looking, possibly looking, and then like aggressively looking. And so you can turn on that feature, and so that you can have your LinkedIn profile all decked out, and then people know that you're looking for a job and they'll reach out to you. So that is the long and the short of it. That's how you can, some simple ways you can try and break into the animation industry. If anybody has any other ideas, leave it down in the comments. If you have any more questions about what I said, or any other questions, please leave that down in the comments. Please subscribe. Please turn on your notifications so you know when the next video is coming out. And talk to you later.